Hey man, you ever look into flat earth?
All right, in part two, I want to talk about refraction. Light does refract off the water, but it doesn't refract downward. It reflects upward. As you can see, this light that's hitting the water is actually reflecting upward. It's not reflecting down. Of course, some of that light could penetrate through the water, but at a certain depth. You can find, that at a certain depth, the light just cannot penetrate to the real deep depths of the ocean. Um, and in here, you got a boat that's in this really bright area here where the sun light is actually hitting the water real heavy right here. And that's why it's so whited out in the background. So could you imagine trying to see something that's way out there in the distance? Being, like I said, I feel like all of this light reflecting upward helps cause this ramping mirroring effect that once you get past that visible water line, even in this video, um, everything is mirrored. The sky is just being mirrored above it. As you know, a lot of flat earthers know, anything beyond a certain point uh, is either whited out due to the amount of light that you get, or it's being compressed due to this mirroring effect, where you can see here how the Hernando Beach marker really stands out like a sore thumb. You can see the cross member on it. Yes, there is some distortion, which you'll get almost anywhere. Like, we see mirages on the roads, and you do see them at the top of a hill, but it's usually on the flat spot of the hill that you see them on, not on the curved portion of it. And then, if you're looking at driving down a pretty flat road and you're looking up in front of you and you see it all mirroring out or miraging out, you know that it's an illusion. It looks like water on the road. And here's this sailboat. We'll come back to this sailboat too in the later on in some of this footage, because I catch it a couple of times and I film it for a little bit and then move on. Um, but look how high the mask is on it. It's way up there. And then look at the size of the boat itself, and you can pretty much see that it's clearly in the water. But if you look closely, you'll see how that light is reflecting upward, or refracting upward. And it is part of that mirroring effect that, because of my angular resolution, this reflecting light is actually what causes this mirroring effect, due to its angle, and my angle to that water or to that horizon. Um, it's a slow buildup of that light, and the atmosphere or atmosplanic conditions that are within that air. It's the dense air that causes this. And, some people may agree with me, some people may disagree with me, which is fine. But, I have done my own experiments with a mirror, a mirror that I made, and it really explains a lot to me, or it's very telling, I should say. Now, I took a still photo of this, a screenshot, and I put this line across where that light is being reflected upward on the boat. If you look closely, you'll see that. Um, but, this is something that a lot of people overlook: the angular size of the boat. The farther that boat gets away from me, the harder it is even to focus in on that edge. And that's where that light diffraction, light propagation, light reflection, or light refraction is being bent upward, which again is, in my opinion, what causes this ramping effect, where objects that are beyond that visible water or within that mirroring zone is appearing to get cut off, when in fact it really isn't. It's an optical illusion. An inferior mirage is like this calm water that's at the lower part of the screen is just mirroring the sky above it. Why? Because it's calm water. It was a very slow moving tide. I thought it was actually coming in, but I could be wrong about that. I thought it was slowly coming in. But as we go through the videos, I'll be able to tell you, because a lot of these rocks will start vanishing and going underwater. But look at the layers that you can see out there, where you've got some light breeze blowing in some areas, causing that water to ripple. Plus, two, some of that rippling or that layer effect is caused by small swells in the water that we don't really see because of our angle to that water. Like I was showing boats, bouncing up and down real heavy, but it didn't look like they were big waves and swells from my tiny boat video. But believe me, over on the East Coast, they've got some really big swells over there. So, you got to have a boat that will withstand that. So those boats that I was filming were pretty stout boats. The boats that I film on this side are a lot of recreational boats and shrimp boats and crab boats that go out. Again, I just thought all of this footage was worth sharing with people, sharing my opinion, and just giving you my explanation of what I think I see and how I see things. Like this boat right here, I can tell that that's going into the Bayport bird rack. Why? Because of its size. And then, when I see a boat much further out like that, I know it came out of the Hernando Beach channel. And then you've got this other smaller boat coming in, which will show you a little more footage after this part. This is going to be the end of part 2. I hope I'm going to get some attention with these other parts. Thanks for watching.